Welcome back to New in Town. Last episode, we went out in search of more diamonds so that we could craft as much diamond armor as we could and ended up finding a trial chamber. Thankfully, I also crafted a brick golem who turned out to be very helpful in conquering the trials. We also built this guard tower in anticipation for the Tyrant's next attack from the Nether, which should be occurring tonight. Remember to subscribe for new episodes of the New in Town series. And if you want to play New in Town yourself, the link for that is in the description. So from up here on our guard tower, we have a pretty good vantage point of our town and a lot of the surrounding area. I know that the next Tyrant's attack is occurring tonight and it's going to be pretty powerful, so even though I could see it more easily from up here, I'm actually going to get down on the ground so that I can get to the attack quicker. Oh, hello little bee. You're very high up. Oh, okay. And I did not get down in time. So instead of the usual purple particles, we have instead the dark beacon. This is one of the strongest Nether attacks. We need to get over there quickly, but we built the guard tower for a reason. So we're getting darkness and wither. That's going to continue until we take out that beacon. Once we get close, we're going to want to place down our brick golem as well as the sandstone golem to hopefully help take care of the wither skeletons that'll be coming out of the portal, because we still have to take out the soul fires too. Okay, I see one. Good. Ooh, ow. Alright, we got a gut up here. Take out the soul fires. There's 4 of them and they're all protected. Oh my gosh, and we're very far away now. So we gotta build a bridge over to... There we go, the beacon. If we can shut that off. There we go. Okay, we'll grab the gold blocks later. Right now we need to stop more wither skeletons from coming through. So we gotta get over to all of these soul fires. Take them out, good. Oh, ow. Oh, ooh dear, okay. Brick golem, thank you for healing me. Okay, they're flanking us and we gotta get back up there. Oh, they're just gonna keep coming. Luckily, we don't have to deal with the dark beacon anymore, so it's just a matter of getting over to the soul fires. We've got one over here, good. And then there's one last one. Okay, we can climb over here, out of reach of the wither skeletons, but now we still gotta take them out. Where did they go? There they are, okay. Alright. Good. Ah, and I knew it. Got a diamond sword from that. Brick golem is keeping us alive despite the wither effect. And we gotta clear out the rest of these wither skeletons. Oh, hello. Okay. Okay, golem's caught up. Good. And the sandstone golem's helping. Awesome. Great work. We might be just a little bit far from the guard tower, unfortunately. It doesn't seem like they're getting the weakness effect. Yeah, this one ended up being a little bit too far from the guard tower, but it does look like we took care of all the wither skeletons. So, thankfully, I think the preparation that we did really paid off. This nether attack did not seem nearly as difficult as the last one, and I think it all has to do with having the diamond armor. Brick golem, of course, was a huge help, and even though we were a bit far from the guard tower, I still felt more secure having it. Let's head back home so we can get to sleep, prevent any creepers from blowing up our town. Okay, yep, we got a couple of mobs still hanging out from the nighttime. So we see he's got his weakness effect, but for skeletons that doesn't really do anything. But if there's any other creepers around, they will also have longer fuses thanks to the guard tower. Alright, now that that nether attack has been dealt with, it's time to get down to business. There are 2 structures that I want to build today. The first one is a pasture. That's going to be a place for us to lure some of the passive mobs that are hanging out around our town so that we can domesticate them, breed them more easily. It's going to be very useful, especially much later on. However, once we build that structure, once again, we will be attacked by a nether attack, and this one is going to be even stronger than the last. So, in preparation for that, we're going to want a new golem. So let's come to our golem workbench here. And the next golem that we're going to want is a bone golem. It does cost 5 bone blocks, as well as a bow, though we have a couple of extras. And as usual, the carved pumpkin. Let's take a look at how many bones we've gotten from all of the wither skeletons we've killed. We have a total of 42 bones, which I think is more than enough. Let's double check here. So it's 9 bone meal per bone block, it's 3 bones, and we need 5 of them. So it's only 15 bones. And then, yes, we do have an extra bow still. Let's shear our carved pumpkin. And now we can craft our bone golem. So 5 bone blocks, get the bow up here, carved pumpkin, and here is the bone golem. Okay, now hear me out. He's a little bit silly, but I think that he's really fun. And here he is. So you might think he looks a little bit derpy now, but wait till you see him walk. Yeah! Look at that face. How can you hate something so cute? I know I sure can't. So the Bone Golem is going to throw bone projectiles at hostile mobs. There'll be another combat golem just like our Sandstone Golem. Speaking of our Sandstone Golem, let's get him out too for friendship purposes, and it's always good to have the Brick Golem on hand as well. That'll give both of them armor, and they are really the ones who need it. Now the Pasture is not too expensive of a structure. We already have pretty much everything. The carrots are one of the most expensive things usually, but thanks to the Oak Golem, we have plenty of them. So we'll just get the little bit of stone and logs that we need from our resource silo. Oh, but we broke our shovel when we were mining last time, so we gotta make a new one. There we go. And now we just need 64 dirt. And before we dig that up, I think we'll plan on where we want to put the pasture. I think it definitely makes sense to put it down in the valley over here. I think eventually that's where we'll put other structures like the farm plot and things. So this definitely makes sense. Nice flat area right in front of here. And since the pasture is going to fill in a lot of this area anyway, we'll just go ahead and dig out the 64 dirt that we need from right here. And you know what? It is almost nighttime, which means if we build it right this second, we might barely get the Nether attack. But I want just a tiny bit more prep time first, so we're actually going to wait and do this right away in the morning. And since it's morning time, I think I'll real quick go check on the mining drill. Still no diamonds, though I will take the extra coal. Alright, now we can build our pasture. Get the building permit in. There we go. So the pasture is a 2-wide plot, as you can see here. It extends all the way out here. Got an extra set of site planners there on the end. And inside, you know, kind of a nice little like grazing area for passive mobs. But we have this trough here in the middle with composters, sort of like food, hay bale right here, and a cauldron of water. So the way that the pasture works, obviously, in addition to just being a convenient place to put your sheep and cows and pigs and such, every day at noon, if there's a hay bale and water right here in these same spots, then the pasture is going to automatically breed all pairs of mobs that are inside of it. So it's a great way to partially automate breeding and domesticating your passive mobs, which is going to be very useful for our next structure, for which we need a fair amount of leather. So with the extra time that we have, let's go ahead and lure some, for sure, cows, and if we can get some sheep in here too, that would be great. Hopefully we can do that before noon. So let's grab this cow, and I for sure want at least one more to get quickly. Oh, there's one right there. Perfect. Okay, so we for sure have 2 cows, and they're going to breed pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and breed them like this as well. There we go. Let's see if we can get any more animals. I want to make this as easy on their pathfinding as possible. Ah, we just missed noon. We can go ahead and breed these 2 sheep here, and we'll fill the cauldron here for later, but I'll wait to put a hay bale down. See if we can lure some more in before the next noon that we want to breed animals in. But you'll see, so we got, of course, 1 baby cow that we bred ourselves. There's another baby cow over here, and that came from the pasture. And the hay bale, the water was gone, hay bale is gone. So like I said, this will be very useful for later on in the series when we need a lot more sheep. Now that is more than half the day gone already, which means the next Nether attack will be happening any minute. There's a little bit of prep work that I want to do for that though, and that is to clear away these trees. I really like them, and I think they add a nice vibe to the town, but they're just going to make the next Nether attack a little bit more difficult, so we need to clear them before they get too in the way. Thanks to the resource silo up there, we're pretty much all set on wood for the foreseeable future, so we don't need to replant these saplings either. Let's clear these small trees real quick while we have time. Okay, that's gonna have to be good enough. We don't have time to do any more. Okay, here we go. One right above our house. Take that out quickly. Oh, uh-oh. No, okay. Oh gosh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Good. Ow. Gotta put out the fires. I forgot about the ghasts. Come on, dude. Yes. Okay, 2 down. We gotta take out the portal that sans the ghasts. Thank you, Brick Golem. Okay, another ghast came through. Let's take that out quickly. Good. Whew, thank goodness. Okay, immediate danger's taken care of. We gotta take out this portal. Okay, and then there's just a couple of wither skeletons that came through. Hello, guys. Some of you appear to be trapped. I appreciate it. Ah, I'm getting swarmed. Let's get this guy. Yeah. Sweet. And we've got lots of loot to gather up from all of the ghasts as well. There's some up in this tree. Let's grab those. Okay, and then there was a ghast above our house as well, so there will be some loot on top of that. Okay, I think that turned out pretty well. The town is secured. Let's get ourselves to sleep. So in terms of our equipment haul from both those attacks, we actually turned out pretty good. Obviously we have this sharpness 2 diamond sword that we've been using, but we also got an unenchanted diamond leggings and chest plate, feather falling 2 diamond boots, which is nice, 2 more unenchanted diamond swords, and an unbreaking 1 sword, and then 2 bows, one of which has power 1. This turns out pretty well because it means when we're ready to start enchanting, we can start fresh from undamaged and unenchanted diamond equipment. Now we are accumulating so much armor and weapons that we're going to add 2 more barrels up here, and one of which we're going to put all of our extra weapons and tools in, and the other one is going to be for armor. And that's just going to help us stay a lot more organized. The last thing I want to do today is build a butchery. This one is also a pretty easy structure. We already have most of it, and anything that we don't, like the smoker or the cauldron, are going to be very easy to make. The main thing standing in our way is the leather. This is why we made the pasture and made a point of collecting some cows to start with, but we're going to need quite a bit more to be able to get all 8 leather that we need. Once we do, the butchery will become our main source of leather for any future structures that need it. We only have 2 wheat left, but I've gone ahead and grabbed 3 hay bales, one of which we're going to put on the pasture so that it can breed some more animals for us, and then one of them we're going to craft down so that we can do some breeding of our own. The remaining wheat will be used to lure any other animals, like the sheep and cow that I see off there in the distance, back over to our pasture so that they can be bred as well. We need a critical mass of cows so that we can get enough leather for the butchery and have cows left over in case we need them for food or anything. So let's start by getting one of these placed down. Do a little bit of breeding. We'll do the cows first, but let's do a couple sheep here too. That way we can get the maximum amount of mobs at noon. And let's see if we can use the last few hours of daylight on these 2 mobs over here. So we'll start with the cow over there. All right, come here, guys. Nope, over here. There you go. Okay, there's a sheep over here. Good. And we should be able to have them hop the fence. Great. So we'll wait for noon. We'll let this hay and water breed the animals, and then we'll do it again the next day. While we're waiting, I also want to change up the layout of our pasture. It's going to be a little tricky because there are so many mobs already here, but I want to clear away some of these trees and get rid of some of these hills. It's just going to make it a little more navigable. Additionally, all of this packed mud around here looks pretty nice and does contribute to the overall feel of the pasture, but it's going to cause some issues later when we want these sheep to regrow their wool as quickly as possible. So let's go ahead and get that process started early by changing it to dirt. Looks like I got just shy of enough, but I think that's going to be fine. We can come back and do that last little bit later. What's important is that most of the rest of this area is or will be grass. Just trying to think ahead a little bit. We still have a little bit of time before noon, so one of the other things that I want to do is add a couple more ramps to the town. I think we'll do a ramp right here that's going to end up looking pretty nice, and then we might do a ramp over there as well, just to make the town a little bit more accessible. Okay, it's noon. Let's go ahead and get that hay bale replaced. Get that placed down there. We'll get the water into the cauldron. There we go. And let's get our ramps built. So let's do that. There's that. And that brings us on level with the mine right here. And another ramp right here would be a little bit too deep. They're 3 blocks tall. And we may as well start making sure that we have everything else we're going to need for the butchery. 4 hay bales. We need 7 iron for a cauldron. We already have a furnace, we'll have to turn that into a smoker. We'll grab the building permit. We need 48 logs, plus 4 more for the smoker, and grab the 32 stone we need as well. So let's try and get a sense of how many cows we have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7 adult cows, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baby cows. So by the time those babies are adults, that's going to be 13 adult cows. That means we're going to get 6 babies, and as long as we get better than 50% odds on our leather drops, that should be exactly enough that we need for the butchery. I think I'm going to put the butchery right here ultimately. That's going to leave a bit of a gap right here, but I think that's going to be a convenient space for future structures that we might want to put here. Oop. Babies! Why are you spawning there? There we go. Okay. So a couple of our babies have not grown up yet from the last round, but we should still be okay to try and collect what leather we can from these adults, and then it shouldn't be long for those other ones. You might want to look away for this. And all of a sudden, we magically have 10 leather. Isn't that great? That's more than we need, so let's come over to our site planner. Oh, nope, stay in there. Okay, get our building permit placed in. Here we go. So here is our butchery. It looks very similar to the lumber mill from the front, but if we come around back, you'll see that we have even more cows and a little bit of a pasture of their own back here. We also got the hamlet advancement, which means our town has grown pretty large by now, and we should be prepared for the Tyrant himself to appear. Luckily, that isn't an immediate threat. Let's come in and talk to our butcher here. So the butcher isn't going to do anything at noon like our lumber or miner, but his trades are pretty good. He can get us some raw beef, we can sell him cooked steak, and then most importantly, we can buy leather from him. So this is going to be the main way that we get leather from now on, since it's just so much more efficient than that other method. Now that we have our butchery and pasture down there, I think this is a great time to call the episode. We've done a pretty good job defending ourselves from the Nether attacks as our town continues to grow, but next episode is going to be the ultimate test as the Tyrant himself emerges to fight us. Please remember to subscribe and click that notification bell to be alerted when that next episode comes out. And as a reminder, once again, if you want to play New in Town yourself for free, the link for that is in the description down below. Thanks for watching!